interesting for me to hear the challenge that, my Abrahamic tradition is too focused on history, it becomes exclusivist because of its historical claims. What I would say of the Dharmic traditions is there might be, conceivably, an understatement of the historical elements that brought about their existence. Mm-hmm. That a lot of the Dharmic traditions came about in specific historical periods due to specific sociological and historical circumstances that may be understated in a way that they shouldn't be, that there's a missing element of historicity in the way that you're portraying them.
Sure.
That maybe could enrich the practice if
sure.
added back in.
Sure. Absolutely correct. Most lineages in the Dharmic traditions have a historicity within the lineage. So like the Dalai Lama is a 14th reincarnation of, it's not biologically transmitted, but reincarnation. So there's a bit of a difference there. But nevertheless, it's a historical trend. They know the history of all the 14. So, and you find that many Hindu sects have a similar thing, that before that there was a founder of a certain tradition, and there's a whole historicity of that. The difference between this historicity and the Abrahamic historicity is the exclusivity claim. None of these traditions says that this particular incarnation of God, which starts my lineage, is the only one and the exclusive one. And none of them says that if I go to another part of the world, in Africa or Native Americans, and they've had a spiritual experience of God, my job is to crush them and to finish them off because they're somehow doing something wrong. That's their experience. I leave it alone. I respect them. And I share with them my experience and my ideas, and listen to their ideas, and we may disagree, but we can do it with respect. We can have difference with respect. So the difference, what I call difference anxiety. Difference anxiety is the anxiety that somebody is different from me. It could be gender difference, could be difference of race, could be difference of religion, could be whatever. That difference anxiety is a cause for the West wanting to get rid of difference because there's an anxiety over it. So the preferred way to get rid of difference is that I'm right, you're wrong, you become like me. And I can do it violently, or I can do it lovingly by converting you. But either way I get rid of difference. Because
the goal is homogeneity ultimately.
Homogeneity. Whereas the principle of Hinduism is that there's an idea called Swadharma. Swa means mine. So it's just like you have my documents and my websites, which are very personal, so the Swadharma is my dharma. It is literally my dharma. So there is a Joshua's Swadharma, which is your dharma, so your Swadharma, and there's a Rajiv Swadharma, which is my Swadharma. So the idea that this is my dharma, my purpose in this world, my role, so this is Brahman as Rajiv, has got a very distinct purpose and role. The same director makes many scripts and many roles for all the different characters to be played. So when the director hires you and says you got to be Joshua as X, he gives you a certain personality and a role, and when he says you got to be Joshua as Y, it's a different one. So when I'm doing my Swadharma, I'm being true to my calling. And I want you to do your Swadharma as Brahman, as Joshua. Born in a certain community, born with a certain tradition, born with certain ideas from prophets, certain books. I want you to do that, because then you are enriching the whole cosmos by playing your role, as I am playing my role. So I have no desire to condemn it, or to convert you, or to tell you you're going to go to hell, or any of that stuff. So this is the difference. The difference is having difference with respect versus difference anxiety. And difference anxiety results in exclusivity. So the historicity that may exist in both cases, in one case it is non-exclusive because I have no anxiety over the fact that somebody's got a whole different history. God came and did all these things and said all these things. Probably did. I have no evidence on the contrary. And I have not been compelled to go prove him wrong and convert him, or invade them and take over the world. I have no such mandate. And I just resist them trying to do that to me. That's all I resist. But Hindus have never gone out to, when the country was very wealthy, very materially prosperous, which is how it was, and all the records indicate that, it was a very prosperous country. It didn't have an ambition to go out expanding, because the idea was that everybody is who they are, and we are how we are. So the live and let live, celebrate the diversity of people, is very deeply deeply built into the cosmology and the metaphysics.